Hello. Welcome back to my little podcast. I took a week off last week to honor my cycle and the phase of that I was in. And I fell into a portal that I didn't know if I was going to get out of. I thought, surely I'm never going to be able to record anything again or have any energy for this ever again. And it turns out God just had plans for that time, that space for me to both shed and receive. And originally, I had other things that I wanted to talk about, that I wanted to share about, that I wanted to record, other ideas. But that wasn't the direction. That wasn't the direction I was meant to go. And God is begging us. He is sending this message through me that He is begging us to feel our grief. On Sunday, I thought I was having a panic attack. And it turns out it was deep, deep, overwhelming grief that I didn't know was inside of me. And it was this nostalgic grief for the world that used to be, that we used to live in, that we used to call home, the world that felt familiar, the systems and structures that we could turn to. I'm even feeling it in my body right now. They're gone. They're disappearing. Hi, Ziggy. This is Ziggy. Thank you for comforting me. He could feel me. Those systems are gone. And they are disappearing rapidly. We do not have the same reliable structures in place. It's getting harder and harder to just go to church for many reasons. Is there going to be a shooting? Do I believe what they're preaching? Does this resonate? Why are we in a box? We can't just go to the doctor depending on our medical choices. If we've chosen medical freedom and we haven't aligned with what they've asked of us, we can't just go to the doctor. The financial industry completely changing, the political climate completely changing. It's all unstable. Where is the stable ground? This is what I was grieving. And just the longing and desire to be able to just know and feel familiar with the world that is coming. And the world that is coming, we are creating. We get to create that. But it's scary when it's up to us. It's scary to not have familiarity and certainty. And so I just got with God and allowed God to hold my hand through this process of grief. Grief is often mixed with fear. We grieve what is ending, so we fear what is coming. Or we grieve what never was, and we so desperately want it, and we fear that we will never have it. And as I was in this process of grief with God, I just kept repeating, I know you are with me. I know I am safe. I know you are with me. I know I am safe. Because without safety, we cannot feel grief. It's too much. It's too hard. It's too dark. We don't know what's in there. We don't know what's down there. We don't know what we're going to find. We don't know if we're ever going to come out. And that's where God comes in to walk it with us, we have to trust that God is with us. We have to trust that we are not alone. When we feel like we are alone and grief is happening to us, it's too much. We become a victim. We get stuck in hopelessness. But when we know that God is with us, holding our hand, cradling us like a little child as we go through this birthing, it's a birthing, then we have the capacity and the strength for it. So safety is so important to be able to feel our grief. It's doggy day. And as I was going on this journey, trusting the process, feeling these overwhelming waves of sensation in my body, of fear, of despair, I trusted the process. We have to trust the process. And I realized that I was dueling myself through this. God was my midwife. And eventually I came out on the other side and I had all of this wisdom. I had all of these insights and revelations and realizations and gold, so much gold and treasure. And I found the treasure of trust, this deep, deep trust that if I could go through that, I can survive anything. When you come out on the other side of grief, you have this newfound strength and capacity. You have these new gems of discovery that you've brought back while you were down there. Grief is a creation portal. It is a birthing process. And creation and destruction always go hand in hand. They just do. There has to be a breaking down. There has to be a dissolving. There has to be a clean foundation for the seed to take place, for the creation to take place. And if we can trust the destruction, if we can trust that that is part of the process, if we can trust that God is with us, holding us through it, and it's divine design, then there's so much beauty and newness on the other side. You see, grief is the embodiment of an end. It is the full acknowledgement of an ending. And until that exists, we cannot create the new. So the more that you can grieve, the more that you can solidify and embody the end of these things that are living inside of you, the more that you can create on the other side. The new earth needs us to acknowledge our ends. It needs us to be able to grieve fully the things that we have not grieved, that live inside of us, so that we can create the new. There's so much that wants to be created through you and through me and through everyone. And what is holding us back is these final nuggets of unfinished business, unfinished mourning that are asking to be grieved. They're asking for the books to be closed. They're asking for us to burn it away in the fire of transmutation so that we can create the new. There's a really, really potent portal coming up in mid-November, and I'm going to host something around that time. for us to acknowledge what we are grieving. What are we setting down? What are we letting go of? What are we turning into ash to fertilize the soil of the new creation that wants to be birthed? And then we're going to talk about what we want to create. What are we creating out of that? What fresh insight is coming through as we are laying down the final death of the things that no longer need a place in our bodies? What new, as we are cleansing that out, what new fresh insight is coming in that wants to be created through us with God? God is asking us to grieve so that we can make room. It's a making room in the womb, in the womb and the tomb. Grief is it is a womb and a tomb. It is the darkness and the vacant void where creation begins. And we get to partner with God and create through that, create with that. We just have to understand the process. We just have to know it's all okay. It's all part of the process. And we have to trust ourselves and our bodies and our God that we are strong enough and God is big enough and loving enough to hold you and nurse you through this process, and that you will make it out on the other side. So we all love a call to action because it makes us feel like we are accomplishing something, like we are doing something, like we have a step forward. Okay, great. That was a great speech. What do I do with that? Okay, here's what you do with it. You are going to light a candle tonight or tomorrow night. I'll give you 2 days because, let's be flexible. Tonight or tomorrow night, you are going to light a candle and you are going to sit and you're going to ask God to show you what is ready to be grieved. What are you ready to let go of? What wants to die in service of the new creation? And it can be as simple as that. The fire is significant. The candle is important. You can light a whole bonfire if you want, but have the element of fire. Have a candle. What wants to burn away? And that's it. Let that and be with that. Be with that for the next 2 weeks. Invite consciously what wants to die? What needs me to grieve it so that it can be released from me? And if we are doing that on a collective scale, the amount of growth and shift that can happen is astounding. And like I said, the timing, mid-November, there is a new moon in Scorpio, and it is going to be prime time to release, to scavenge what is in the deepest depths and let it go and grieve it. Not just let it go. We're not bypassing. Really, really grieve. And know that you're going to come out on the other side. You're not going to get stuck in hopelessness. And then the other call to action is I would like for you to DM me on Instagram what you are specifically grieving, because I believe that there are themes in what we are all feeling. And I would love to put those pieces together and collect that data and see what is it that we are grieving? What is the theme that we are grieving? So you have 2 assignments. 1, tonight or tomorrow, light a candle and write down everything that comes through. Ask God to open your mind, open your heart, open your womb, male or female. What wants to be grieved? What is ready to be let go? And 2, DM me that answer. DM me what you are grieving. And if you would like to be along for the ride, there's going to be a creation process. We are on a creation path. This is just step 1. Let me know in the comments how this landed for you. Message me on the gram. I would love to hear what is coming up for you. And I thank you for listening and being here.